Yes! From Moneyball. I just pulled my Jonah Hill. Yes! The New York Jets have re-signed veteran safety Chuck Clark on a one-year deal. Adam Schefter reporting here on a Sunday, March 10th. That is a great move for the New York Jets. And again, I don't want to blow it up and people think, oh boy, this is going to be the top story on ESPN. It's not. But Chuck Clark coming back is a great deal for the New York Jets. It's low risk, high reward. The Jets traded a seventh round pick in this 2024 NFL draft to the Baltimore Ravens about a year ago to bring Clark in. He tears his ACL and OTAs, and we never get to see what he would have looked like for the New York Jets. So Chuck Clark is back ahead of free agency. We got a full column down below with all the details on that free agency edition for the New York Jets. And the safety position is totally up in the air for the Jets. The only legitimate safety they had on the roster was Tony Adams. They also have Jarek Bernard-Converse, the rookie, that was also listed on there. But, is he playing safety? Is he going to play some corner? Where is he going to play? That one's still sort of TBD, especially after an injury-riddled campaign. But now you have, in theory, two starters in Tony Adams and also, obviously, in Chuck Clark. But you're going to need a third. More on that in just a second. But Chuck Clark, this is a guy that I loved when they got him the first time a year ago. He is a veteran. He's been around the block with the Baltimore Ravens for 6 years and entering the Jets. This is the most Jets thing ever, of course. He had a Ironman streak of 1,248 consecutive snaps dating back to week 16 of 2021 up until he was traded to the Jets. So, he never missed his time. Had a lot of durability. And then, unfortunately, of course, his ACL explodes in OTAs and he's lost. But I love the durability outside of last year, what happened with the Jets. And it's low risk, high reward. Low risk. If he does not come back fully from the torn ACL, then, oh, well, all you did was give up a 1-year deal. So he'll either be cut or he'll just be depth on the team. So that's good. And then high reward. If he is the same player he was before the ACL, then phenomenal. The Jets just got a dude there to plug in. And the other thing I love is the versatility. He can play all over the place. He's had snaps in the league in his first 6 years at nickel, free safety, strong safety, and even linebacker as well. So he can play all over the place. He's a glue guy. He's a good team leader. And he really is just kind of a stat sheet stuffer from a statistical perspective. Over his first 6 years, he has 5 picks, 32 pass deflections, and over 384 total tackles. So he can be that third safety for the Jets. He could be a starting safety. They could be rotating guys in and out. This is just a move that I friggin' love for the Jets. Again, it's not going to win headlines. It's not going to go crazy, but these are the kind of glue moves that make a lot of sense for the Jets. And considering the excellent play of their corners, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, and Michael Carter II, safety play is mas importante. Now, what does this mean for Ashton Davis and Jordan Whitehead? All those guys were actually all on the roster together. Especially following the draft when they ended up getting Tony Adams, an undrafted free agent. So there's a world where they can still bring some of these guys back. The early reporting and inside stuff from the reporters off of this, Rich Cimini predicted that Jordan Whitehead is now unlikely to return. Zach Rosenblatt said something very similar about Jordan Whitehead. So we'll see if he's out. But when the Jets were talking initially back in the spring after getting Chuck Clark, the expectation is Chuck Clark and Jordan Whitehead would be the starters at safety. So maybe there's still a world where Jordan Whitehead comes in and those are your three safeties. You need 3 starting caliber safeties on your roster. First off, because Chuck Clark's coming off a torn ACL. So you can't just say, oh, he's plug and play your immediate starter. So there's still more moves to be made here, but the Jets have a couple of decisions they can make on that. Again, they can bring back Ashton Davis or Jordan Whitehead or potentially both, probably only one or the other. You can bring back one of those guys and add him to the room. Okay, there's safety. They could go in the veteran market, and boy, the veteran market is overflowing with names thanks to a lot of cap casualties in the safety market. Again, this isn't the number one need for the Jets, but random names here and some good names. Justin Simmons, formerly of the Denver Broncos. He's phenomenal. He would be very high on my list. Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams, the Seattle Seahawks safeties. Kevin Byard of the Philadelphia Eagles. The 2 Bills guys, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Rayshon Jenkins of the Jacksonville Jaguars. CGJ of the Detroit Lions, formerly of the Eagles. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He's intriguing. We mentioned a couple of Jet guys that are out there too. Darnell Savage, that's the Green Bay Packers kid. Tayshaun Gibson. There's a lot of names out here that I'm filtering through. So the Jets could pivot to one of those names and maybe add that instead of a Jordan Whitehead or Ashton Davis. And then the final option, of course, They could go to the 2024 NFL draft, go to a day 3 pick, bring that guy in. In theory, you have Adams and Chuck Clark as your starters. The third safety that you draft, like Sione Vaki was a popular name, you have him as your third safety. He gets some snaps because they're going to have 3 safety sets occasionally there defensively. And then in theory, uh, rookie learns from those two and eventually takes the torch from Chuck Clark next year. That could be the nice developmental process. The Jets have done a marvelous job with developing the defensive talent. Quincy Williams, Bryce Huff, too soon perhaps, and everybody else, that they bring in these interestingly talented players and they coach them, they mold them up, and that should be the process at the safety position. So don't be surprised if they end up taking a guy on day 3 to potentially fill that role. But they could also convince like a Justin Simmons. I've advocated for this 1-year deal. Our defense is awesome. You make it even more awesome. Let's chase a chip. And then you get a little bit of a bag here, 1-year deal, and then you can reestablish your market heading into next year. Could be an option. Good first move for the New York Jets. Prevent him from going somewhere else ahead of free agency. We were robbed of the vision. He tore his ACL. We never got to see what it would have looked like with Chuck Clark and the Jets together. Now we do. He's back with the Jets. Love this move. And guys, make sure that you like the video. Hit subscribe. I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We'll be reacting to every single move the New York Jets make here on the channel. Again, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, baby. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.